Ahoy, and welcome to the second installment of a series of videos commemorating the milestones of the journey of the Pilgrim Fathers 400 years ago to the day. Last time, the Pilgrims made their departure from their temporary home in the Netherlands, where they had found religious freedom but realized it was too difficult to maintain an independent identity and cohesive community. They hoped America could be the place where they could truly be at home. On August 5th, we find the Pilgrims in the port of Southampton, England, ready to set sail across the Atlantic on their way to North America. They made a stop here in order to unite with the rest of the folks who would join them on their adventure. It was a calm voyage across the English Channel, but on the way, their ship the Speedwell began to take on water, so they spent the past couple weeks patching her up to be seaworthy again. During this time, the Pilgrims became acquainted with their new business partners, the shareholders and contractors of the Council of New England, one of the companies that had developed out of the Guild of Merchant Adventurers. The Pilgrims called them the Strangers because they were outsiders as non-church members of the Ancient Brethren. The Strangers belonged to the established Church of England, and now the Pilgrims had to reckon with the fact that they needed to live and collaborate with people of many divergent beliefs and practices. The Strangers did not share the Pilgrims' desire to form an independent local church purified of the vestiges of Roman papism. They were interested in establishing profitable businesses, gathering natural resources, planting, and trading with the local native population for king and country. And this common denominator brought the Pilgrims and the Strangers together. Merchant adventurer companies had started out as more standard medieval guilds 200 years prior, but by this time they had adopted the new modern corporate model of the Dutch East India Company, dividing risk through issuing stock shares to the public. This was developed because of the extremely high costs and risks involved in colonization and international maritime trade. In this time period, it was very common for those who set sail on transoceanic trade voyages to never return home because of the dangers of starvation, piracy, storms, and the winter cold. There were so many unknowns, but also so many opportunities. And with the development of this new corporate model, the Crown could partner with merchants and raise the funds necessary with less jeopardy to attempt projects that would be unaffordable and excessively risky on their own. One of these merchant adventure companies was the Plymouth Company, founded 14 years prior by the merchants of the cities of Plymouth, Bristol, and Exeter in southwest England. The Plymouth Company had already attempted to establish a colony in America. Their first try was spoiled by being captured by the Spanish off the coast of Florida. However, their next attempt resulted in the founding of Popham Colony, in what is now called Maine and was then called Northern Virginia. Unfortunately, it was abandoned 1 year later in 1608 due to the untimely death of its principal backer, Sir John Popham, and his nephew, George Popham, the leader of the colony, as well as a variety of unforeseen problems the colonists encountered. After the Popham colonists returned to England, the Plymouth Company became inactive, but it was revived again in 1620 as the Council of New England. Incorporated under its full name, the council established at Plymouth in the county of Devon for the planting, ruling, ordering, and governing of New England in America. This new company received the Plymouth Company's right of settlement to the land of what is now New Jersey to Maine, partially overlapping with the territory granted to the London Company, which founded Jamestown. The Pilgrims and their partners commissioned a second larger ship called the Mayflower to accompany the Speedwell across the Atlantic and carry the bulk of the cargo and passengers. The Mayflower sailed from London to meet them at the port of Southampton. On August 5th, they set sail together with great hope westward and onward towards New England. However, the repairs they made to the Speedwell quickly proved to be inadequate. They barely made it out of the English Channel before they realized they must return again to England, or she would sink before they could reach America. Today was a false start, and increasingly, time was of the essence. It would have been ideal to leave earlier, so there would be time in the warm months to do preparation before the winter. An August departure to America was already very late and risky, but they decided to leave anyway because they had already invested so much to get the logistics in place. And because of their tenuously delicate relationship with the king, the Pilgrims feared the window of opportunity might close forever if they postponed till next year. Now, returning back to the port in England, they would have to lose more time, waiting even longer to depart. With each passing day, the venture became riskier and riskier. The next installment of this series will be on September 6th, the day the Mayflower set sail alone on the voyage that would finally make it successfully to the New World. So subscribe to learn what happens next as we follow the Pilgrim's journey in celebration of this quadricentennial anniversary, and let's join them on a pilgrimage of our own.